Hello, folks. This is I'm Rick Doran, the campus pastor here at Eastgate Church, and being out here, I've had some amazing encounters with people. I've met a lot of awesome people. You truly do in ministry, and so one of my favorite people out here at Eastgate is a lady by the name of Patricia White. And I don't want to just brag about our church. I want to brag about Jesus and what he's doing here at Eastgate Church. I know there's lots of great churches, but I really believe he's doing great things here, and mostly through people. So Patricia, why don't you tell us real quick, once again, your neat story of how you found this church and the Lord led you here?
I actually lived down the road. I kept driving by and seeing the church and not realizing God was leading me towards the church. So me and my son ended up here. He fell in love with Miss Barbara, our children's church director. And I thought, well, okay, he likes it, I'll come. And now you can't get me out of here.
Because at first you were not like sold on it.
No, I was like, well, my child likes it. I have to stay. I'll see what happens. It was about him, not me. And in the end, God he has a purpose for everything, because now I am just committed. I love it. My whole life has changed. That was 9 years ago.
9 years ago?
This July, it'll be 9 years.
Wow. What were some of the key things, I guess, looking back, that really seemed to impact you?
The Word.
The Word.
You always stayed in the Word. And you promoted us reading our Bible and learning the Word. And I did the 1 year commitment. Once I did the 1 year commitment, my life changed. To be in here on the Sundays and the Wednesdays or anytime we had church. Everything changed from that point.
Yeah, and so she started there, coming here, came here because of her son, and then not knowing, not just, you got growing in the Word, but did you ever think that you'd be involved in the church as much as you are?
I came to sit and let my son get everything he needed. And now you can't get me out of here.
Oh yeah, she's like the workhorse. I mean, you've done women's classes, women's functions. I know you're just an integral part of this church.
But I love it. It's my heart, and it's my desire, and it's my desire to love people. See, once your heart gets changed and you get saved, you just want to love people like Jesus. You actually understand what that means. So you have a desire to love people, to reach people, to want them to feel what you feel, because there's an excitement.
It just suddenly comes to me, they came to Jesus when Jesus said, let's feed the people. And he said, what do you got? And they said, well, we got 2 fish and 5 loaves. What is all that, And so he blessed that. And he'll take what little bit we have, which can seem so insignificant, but all you need to do is have a willingness just to offer to God what you have. And that's what you did.
Yes, and you said, keep reading, even if you don't understand, keep reading. And there were times on a Sunday morning, you probably don't even know this, and you'd say something and I just want to raise my hand and go, I know that, I understand what you're saying, because I kept reading and I kept digging, and it started to just unfold. And then once it unfolds, you're hungry and you want more.
Well, gosh, there's so much more we could say. You went through a lot of personal healing. We're not going to get into all that, but you had a pretty traumatic, some bad stuff happened in your life, right?
Yes.
And you got healed of that.
Yes.
And then she leads a women's ministry for women's healing of traumatic things that have happened in their life. And I guess you never saw that one coming.
No, I was never going to talk about my story, ever. And I have stood on the pulpit and gave my testimony more than once. And that's okay, though, because once you get healed and you actually understand the love that you're supposed to feel, yes, we want it from people, but once you understand the Father's love, it's a whole different love.
Oh, that's so good.
That's a whole different love. And then you're able to actually love other people and walk in forgiveness and get through traumas and trials and tribulations. It's so much easier.
Wow. It's really amazing. So yeah, listen, we invite you There's a lot of good churches out there. We're really pumped up about our church here at Eastgate, though, and I know the Lord is doing great things here. And I know He didn't just stop with Patricia. So if you're watching this, and I pray that you'll find. If you don't have a church, I really pray that you keep praying about that, because God wants you plugged into a church family.
Yes.
And if you just keep praying and looking, God's going to lead you. But I want to personally invite you to Eastgate Church and just see what God may do for you here. And so we love you, we praise you, and we wish you the very, very best.